Hello everyone, and welcome to another energy report. I'm a bit late publishing this one, so I do apologise for a couple of reasons. Just to confirm, on Sunday we moved into the Red Earth energy spell, and I kind of really wanted to do it outside and to be all earth-like and doing it in nature, but it's just been so windy here that it's just interfering too much with my sound and my brain, and just not being able to do it. And I also kind of hit a bit of a wall on Sunday mentally. These energies affect us all in different ways, but for me the last 2 weeks with the yellow seed have just been really intense and really full of ideas and things kind of going off all in different directions, and then towards the end of it stuff just wasn't going to plan, and I think I just had too much stuff sprouting, and not enough time and energy to keep on top of it all. On Sunday I just kind of hit a bit of a wall, and I needed to just really take time myself just to kind of find that space, that headspace to work it all out and get myself back on track, which is interesting because that's kind of what this next Red Earth energy is very much about. So let's dive into that a little bit further. So I mentioned last time that this second half of the calendar is all about creating, and the yellow seed was about kind of generating ideas and deciding what we want to plant and making sure that the environment is nurturing and suitable for what we want to grow. And this Red Earth just then is the next step in that kind of process. It's about creating that foundation. It's about letting roots take hold, on which these ideas can grow, these projects and whatever it is that you want to move forwards with. You're kind of closing that gap a little bit between the ideas and the dreams that are kind of in our heads and what's actually going on in our everyday lives in order to make that happen. So for me, over the last few days, there's been kind of a lot of stuff going on in my head between kind of, what I want to grow and all these ideas that I've had and what is practically possible, because we still have busy lives, we have commitments, as a lot of you know, I'm living off grid, and just general day-to-day stuff like washing the pots or making meals takes a bit more energy than I'm used to. So I'm kind of having to think about what is realistic and feasible to actually move forwards with. So that's one aspect of the Red Earth, and I think in order to kind of find those answers, we kind of really have to slow down. The red signs are quite often about initiation, and kind of instigating and making things happen. However, I find the Red Earth is a very much an autumnal kind of energy. It's about sort of slowing down, connecting to nature, listening to our bodies, listening to that inner knowing, and just finding a little bit of space to breathe. So that's what I think these next 2 weeks are about. It's kind of that's why I want to do this report outside, because it's a really good time for just really grounding into nature and our physical environment. There's a lot to be said for just taking your shoes off and putting your feet on the earth. It kind of, I kind of find that our bodies are just one manifestation of what is going on in this universe, and really kind of trying to connect to the earth, to the soil, to the leaves, getting our hands dirty, getting our hands in soil. It's a really therapeutic process because it's all connected. Our bodies and the ground and everything that's growing on this planet, it's all connected, and we forget that sometimes. So yeah, if you can, one of the things that I kind of like a task that I often sort of set people, I've set the last sort of spin that I went through with my volunteers, I asked them to do the same, and it's about like, it's a really good time to notice nature. And if you can get outdoors every day in these next 2 weeks and just sit and notice. I'm going to try and do some lives in my Facebook group along these lines. As some of you already know, I'm launching a meditation class this week, and I wanted to try and do some little bit of tasters in the Facebook, on my Facebook page. So it's kind of like pulling two things together in a way. So we've got like the meditation classes starting, and we've also got this red earth energy, and making time to just sort of pause and breathe and engage with nature, engage with the earth. So I'm going to kind of do a bit of crossover stuff, I think, of these next couple of weeks. But yeah, if just try and do whatever you can in your world and in your routine to just find a few minutes every day to just pause, breathe, put your hands on the earth, put your feet on the earth, notice what's going on, because there's so much growing and changing all the time in the seasons, and it's really important to just pause and notice that, and to see how that makes you feel and how that affects your own well-being, your own bodies. Okay, so by means of a bit of a summary, we're in the creating half of the calendar, and this red earth is an initiating energy. However, conversely, we also kind of want to be slowing down and using this energy to kind of create some internal space to reflect, to establish where you're at, to see what these foundations are that we're building, and then kind of use that space and that connection with nature to understand what you need to be able to move forwards. Does that make some kind of sense? It's very much about listening to your inner knowing, because quite often we kind of get carried away in our heads, which I definitely have done these last couple of weeks. But really the answers that we're looking for are always in here, but we have to kind of slow down the pace a little bit to be able to find them. Okay, lovelies, I think that's about me done for this time. If you are not already in my WhatsApp group and you enjoy these energy reports and they connect to you in some way, please give me a shout. There's a lot more extra content and kind of sharing of ideas and journeys in the WhatsApp group, and that's all free. And as I mentioned briefly earlier, I am also launching some online meditation classes this week. They're a monthly subscription, £14 a month, and you get 2 live classes, kind of a replay afterwards for those who can't attend, access to all the previous content, and again just kind of like a community of like-minded people, and that kind of support for when you're struggling to kind of keep up a mindfulness routine. So if any of that sounds like it might be of any interest, drop me a message and I can give you a bit more detail. Okay, thank you for watching. I'll be back again in 2 weeks.